What's up, guys? Don the Hypnotist here, and today I'm going to be running through a little exercise to see if you can be hypnotized. Now, I get messages all the time, comments, DMs. I can't be hypnotized. My will is too strong. My brain is too powerful. Okay, which is all fine and dandy. However, I'm going to challenge you to allow yourself to get into that level of hypnosis where change can be made. Now, I want you to think about something here for a second. Okay, for those of you who think I can't be hypnotized, my will is too strong. Okay, if you're a coach, and let's say I'm a basketball coach, and I'm teaching somebody how to do a layup, and I teach the guy how to do a layup, show him all the mechanics, and then he just goes, "Nope, I'm not going to do the layup." And you're like, "Well, if you don't do the layup, then if you don't want to participate, then of course you're not going to be able to do the layup." Right? So it's the same thing with hypnosis. If you just sit there, "I don't want to do this." Nope, I'm not going to do it. All right? It's not going to work. But is that the coach's fault or is that the player's fault? Of course it's the player's fault. If you don't want to participate, if you don't want to try to do the layup, the coach laid out everything you need to know how to do it. That's on you, okay? So with that being said, I challenge you, if you have a strong will, that is perfect, because people with a strong will, when they get a task, when they get a challenge, they will do whatever it takes to attack that challenge and to complete that challenge. So I challenge you to allow yourself to be hypnotized, okay? So this is just going to be a quick drill just to give you an understanding on how hypnosis works and sort of how it feels, okay? I've done this on an individual basis, at least 500-600 people, and it works every single time. Occasionally you'll get somebody who resists, but with a little bit more, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it always ends up working, okay? So if you're driving, do not try this technique. Pause the video, save it, and come back and try it later on when you're somewhere where you can be quiet. So first things first, I need you to do hands-free. We're going to use our hands for this little exercise. So go ahead and do that now if you haven't already. Pause the video, whatever you got to do. Let's jump into it. So you're going to take your hands and you're going to put them out in front of you like this. Okay, little spirit fingers. And you're going to interlock them like this here and bring your hands right up to your chin. And then all you're going to do is you're going to open your index fingers like this, okay? Not like this, not crossed, but fully open, okay? So go ahead and do that now. You're going to open up your fingers. And as you open up your fingers, I want you to stare at the space in between your fingers. And as you stare at the space in between your fingers, I want you to imagine you got two of the most powerful magnets in the world attached to each fingertip. Just imagine, just like you were when you were a kid, pretend or imagine that those magnets are so powerful they begin to twitch and they begin to move closer and closer together, right? Because that's what magnets do. Magnets are attracted to each other. And as you sit here and listen to my voice, you're going to notice either those fingers are already stuck or they're going to start to move closer and closer together. And if you're resisting, and I challenge you to relax your conscious mind and allow your unconscious mind to take over. And as those fingers move closer, they're going to touch. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyes and go all the way down, all the way down. Now, as you sit here and you listen to my voice, you're going to notice those fingers are getting tighter and tighter. They're getting closer and closer. They're getting stuck together. Because remember, these are the two most powerful magnets in the world, and that's what magnets do. Magnets get stuck together. Now, not yet, but in a moment, I want you to open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, I want you to stare directly at your fingertips. So go ahead and open your eyes. And as you open your eyes and as you stare at your fingers, you're going to notice your fingers are completely stuck together. As a matter of fact, they're so stuck together. In a moment, I want you to try and separate them. But I only want you to try and separate them when you are certain you will not be able to. So go ahead and try and separate them, and you will find that you cannot. And the harder you try to separate them, the more they get stuck together. And you can try and try and try, but those fingers are completely stuck together. Now go ahead and separate your fingers and separate your hands. And if you haven't already, separate your fingers and separate your hands. All right, come back to the room. What's today's date? And clear your mind, okay? So what just happened? Either one of a few things happened. Either you're one of these people that just stuck right here and you didn't allow anything to happen. And again, that's not the coach's fault. That's the player's fault, okay? Or like many other of you, however you say that, your fingers came together, and when you were trying to separate them, they were just stuck together, okay? And if you are one of those people, I want to congratulate you, because if you allow that process to happen, you can make change quicker than the people who resist it, okay? Because remember, all change, permanent change, is made at the unconscious level. So if you're resisting it consciously and you just won't allow yourself to get into that state where you can be hypnotized or feel like you're in hypnosis, in that trance state, then it's just going to take you longer and longer and longer and longer and longer before you make a change. But if you're one of those people who's like, damn, this is working, okay? That goes to show you the power of the unconscious mind. Now, the reason why it worked, and again, talking about the power of the unconscious, you were completely conscious. Conscious means you're awake, right? Like you're awake, you can hear, you can see. You hear everything I say, you can see your fingers, and for some reason, you just couldn't separate your fingers. That's because with the language I use, I gave direct suggestions to your unconscious mind to keep them stuck. So even though consciously you knew, like, okay, if I hadn't gone through this whole process, I could probably pull them apart, but for some reason I can't right now. That's because your unconscious mind is 95% of your brain power. So it will always override your conscious mind. So what does that mean for you? Well, if you're taking information in at the conscious level, let's say you're reading, and this is all good stuff, I'm not saying not to do it, but if you're reading, you're listening to things, if those things that you're reading or you're listening to or watching, if they don't align with your unconscious mind, it's not going to make a permanent change, because again, you're taking it in at the conscious level. Now, when you allow yourself to be under hypnosis, you can begin to calm your conscious mind down so that we can tap directly into the unconscious mind to make permanent change. That's how people who could, be smokers for 20, 30 years can do 1 or 2 sessions and be completely done smoking for the rest of their life. It's because, again, consciously, they know I shouldn't be smoking. I shouldn't, I need to smoke less. I shouldn't be doing this at all. But for some reason, they just can't change. Very few people, I think it's like 3 or 7% of people can actually quit smoking on their own, okay? But when we allow the unconscious or the conscious mind to calm down, give it the suggestions, all of a sudden, the permanent change is made, okay? So guys, if you like this video, if you're this far, you must have liked it, okay? Like the video, comment, subscribe to my channel, and if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. Send me a message on Instagram if you want to do some work together. If you're like, hey Dom, I got this problem I want to work on, send me a message. Now, I can't work with everybody because I only work with people who kind of align with what I do, okay? So things like anxiety, depression, lack of motivation, lack of confidence. If you have limiting beliefs about yourself, you're not good enough, you can't make the money that you want, you can't be at a certain level in your career, whatever that is for you. If you're an athlete and you're having trouble, you're in a slump, whatever that is, those are the people that I love to work with, okay? PTSD, all that stuff. Now, does that mean if we get rid of your limiting beliefs about money, that a week later, you're going to be a millionaire? Probably not, but you could hit the lottery, I guess, right? But what it's going to do is it's going to put you on the track that you need to be on to be able to reach the next level, whether it's your income, sports, or whatever. Okay, guys? So again, I'm going to leave my assistant's email in the description. Send her an email. If you don't have Instagram, send her an email, what you want to work on, why you want to work on it, and if it aligns with my values, I'll reach out and we'll get something going, all right? So thank you guys again. I will catch you in the next video. Follow to be hypnotized. Done, son.